SmackDown starts off with Cody Rhodes. He was cutting a promo. He ends up building up his match for Crown Jewel against Seth Rollins. He ends up mentioning, the stakes of the match that Paul Heyman mentioned, because Cody ends up mentioning that he was confused on how Seth views this match, that it's for who's the leader of the company, who's going to be the future of the company. And then he alludes to Paul Heyman, where he mentioned about Braun and Bronson. Then he basically ends up go on a tangent. He ends up mentioning how Seth Rollins has become basically Roman, become the man that he wanted to see the downfall of, and that he fell into the trap, and that the reason he fell into the trap was because of his love for WWE. Then he ends up saying that no matter what, in no universe, that he will always be. Basically, he ends up saying that Seth would never be able to beat him. Basically, this was a really good promo overall. The Australian crowd was great, was amazing throughout the entire show. I enjoyed this promo. This was really good. We didn't really need nothing more than this, to be honest with you. We didn't need Seth to come out. We didn't need another face-to-face. They basically done everything they could to build this match. I'm excited for it. I still think Seth Rollins is going to win this match because they're making it a focal point that Cody has never lost to Seth Rollins. They're making it a big thing. I think that since they are making it such a big deal, I do think Cody will lose. And plus, I think it is the right decision for him to lose, because if Seth Rollins lose here, it's like, what was the point of the division? I'm going to be honest with you. Because we all know the division are eventually going to turn on Seth. I just feel like it's a bit too soon to start building those. Because the division hasn't even really done anything that major yet, in my opinion, outside of Seth Rollins becoming the world champion. It's like, I still think we need to, build this up some more. Plus, you still got to build for War Games. So if you really want the division to look strong, then Seth Rollins needs to win this match. Whether it's from interferences or not, I still think Seth Rollins winning is the correct choice. But this was a really great promo to start off the show. Afterwards, we end up getting a quick segment. It was with Jacob Fatu. He approached Cody Rhodes and basically ends up saying that he's got his eye on Cody, and it looked like they're teasing a potential Cody Rhodes and Jacob feud. Now, I'm not going to really get my hopes up for this, because WWE has done this in the past where they tease something and they don't pull the trigger for like 3 years. They have done this in the past before. Like, they have done this with feuds and with wrestlers before. I think this was just a tease just to give us something to look forward to in the future. And when I say future, I mean like in like 2 years. I don't think this match is happening this year. I don't think it's happening next year, but it could happen. Afterwards though, you end up getting Drew McIntyre. He attacks Jacob. And then later in the show, Jacob ended up getting his revenge attacking Drew McIntyre. It's going to be a match next week to set them two up, so I'm excited to see how that plays out. Interested to see who wins that match, because if Drew McIntyre wins, I'm assuming he's going to win by cheating. And then, I don't know. That's going to be very interesting, because Jacob is heavily protected, and he's heavily protected. So I'm interested to see if they have him lose. And then if he does lose, it's probably going to be some type of shenanigans. So I'm interested to see where this feud goes. The Cody and Jacob segment, I enjoyed it. I just don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon. So I'm not going to really get my hopes up and be like, Jacob's going for the world. I just have a hard time believing that they're going to put Jacob Fatu against Cody Rhodes, especially in a title match. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. But who knows? I could be wrong, but I really enjoyed this. Afterwards, we end up getting an open challenge. Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This was a really good match. I was not excited when Shinsuke came out, because I'm not the biggest Shinsuke fan, but this match was really good. This match was really entertaining. It ended in disqualification due to a mysterious guy coming out attacking Shinsuke. And it ends up being revealed that Tama Tonga was the one who interfered in the match. He ends up then you get the whole entire MFTs come out. They attack Sami and Shinsuke. So the MFTs make their return, and Tama Tonga makes his return. And at first, I was very frustrated at this, but after what they end up doing with the whole thing with the Wyatts, I'm actually intrigued with this. I'm actually intrigued with this. Now, they need to deliver on this, because they kind of completely buried MFT, so they really got to build them up as strong this time and make them look credible. Now, I don't know what this means for them, because are they going to go after Sami, or they're going to feud with the Wyatts and Sami? Because it looks like they're doing both. It's going to be very interesting, because I'm so sour on the idea of Solo going after Sami that I just don't want to see that again right now. But if they do it again, it's weird, because if they do it again, by default, you kind of have to have Solo beat Sami, because if you want to build up MFT, you kind of have to have Solo win, because if Sami beats him again with Tama Tonga being in the faction again, that just makes them look completely just weak, and it's like, what are we doing? But them going after the Wyatts could be like a little side quest for them, entertaining feud until we get back to the whole Sami solo thing. So I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm actually interested. So I'm actually interested to see where this goes. I'm not gonna get my hopes up though because WWE hasn't done a good job with Solo since he lost to Roman. So I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but this is very interesting. So I like what they did here. We end up getting a women's tag match between Stephanie McCurry, Tiffany Stratton versus Julia and Kiana James. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna act like that I watched this match. I was very in and out of this match. Like I was watching it, then I was on my phone, on my phone. I'm gonna be honest, because I just didn't care. Like this match play. What did I say last week? I literally said we know who's winning this match, which was Stephanie and Tiffany, and who was gonna take the pin? Kiana James. It was so obvious that I just didn't care. I just didn't care, and I'm assuming they're not gonna return to this feud because the reason why this even happened was very random and very forced. So I don't see this returning. I think we're gonna go back to and the Julia and Selena Vega and Julia and Chelsea Green. Well, not Chelsea Green vortex, but go back to the Meechin and BFAT vortex of Julia, and then Tiffany is gonna go back to the Nijax J Cargill vortex. It's like I just didn't care because it's like this played out exactly how I knew it was gonna play out, and I can't even tell you if the match was good or not. Now, from what I saw, it was decent. It was a solid in-ring match, so take it for what it is, but like I just didn't care because this played out exactly how I knew it was gonna. Like your two world champions weren't gonna lose, and Kiana James is the only person who isn't a champion, and clearly they're high on the three women who are champions. So I'm like, Kiana's gonna take the pin here. So it is what it is. Now moving on to the WWE Tag Team Championship match between the Street Profits and the Wyatt Six. This was a really good match. This is probably, well, outside of the ladder match that they had for the tag titles at SummerSlam, if I'm not mistaken. This is the best tag match that the Wyatt Six has have, because typically their tag matches are not all that, but this was easily their best tag team match outside of the TLC match that they had. But the Wyatt Six, of course, retained. After the match, though, they end up getting confronted by the MFTs, which was very shocking. And I'm actually interested in this. And the one thing I liked is that Solo and the MFTs weren't scared, which was good. Because typically, I always thought that if they ever was to run this, they would play the story of the Wyatts haunting the MFTs. They're afraid. Because they typically do this thing where everyone's afraid of the Wyatts. It's like, no, everyone should not be afraid of the Wyatts. I'm glad that they kind of dropped that to a degree. And I'm glad that Solo is standing up to them. This could be a very interesting feud. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the Wyatts, but I think a more serious feud can really help. I think, especially with Solo's character work of him being this like silly, goofy character, can really make this feud a lot more interesting as well. So I'm actually interested in this feud. I'm actually interested to see where this goes. This would definitely help the tag. I think this could definitely help the tag team division as well because they have a tag team in that group, and the MFTs do a bunch of tag matches as well. So I think this will also help the tag division as well. So I'm actually very interested to see how this plays out. And plus, the Wyatt Six can still do that whole "is your brotherhood legit" type thing. They can still test the brotherhood of the MFTs as well because Solo is all about family. So this could actually be a really good feud if booked properly. So I'm actually very interested in this. I actually enjoyed this. Now we get the main event. Aleister Black versus Damian Priest, last man standing match. This match was really good. This match was a really great match. Really enjoyed it. The crowd was amazing. Towards the end of the match, though, you get a moment where they're standing on top of some crates, and you get Selena Vega out of nowhere comes out on top of the crate. She was in the crowd, and she's wanting Damian to stop, but Aleister ends up telling her, to move out the way. Damian Priest ends up, taunting, taking a long time, getting distracted. And he tries to go for a choke slam, but then Aleister ends up out of nowhere pulling some fire. Use the fire on Damian Priest, hits the kick, and then wins the match. Now I was for certain that we was getting a Zelina Vega heel turn. I thought that she was gonna low blow him, then Aleister takes advantage. But no, they didn't go that route. Now I don't know what this means. I don't know if this means Zelina is gonna be teaming up with Aleister, which I wouldn't be mad at. I just don't know how that will work with Aleister's gimmick. But I don't think that's the direction that they're going. But if it does go that direction, I wouldn't be mad at it because they're not doing anything with Selena Vega anyway, which is still ridiculous. But I wouldn't be mad if they went that direction. the match was good. Don't know what these two go from here, though, to be honest with you, because I don't know who else they could feud with, because Damian is a babyface, and he can't feud with the bloodline because it looks like, I mean, the MFTs, because they're feuding with the Wyatts. So I don't know what you do with Damian at this point, or Aleister Black, because Aleister's a heel, but there's no baby face he could go after unless he's going to go after Cody Rhodes. Like, unless he's going to do that, that I don't know what other baby face he's going to go after, to be honest. So I don't know what is next for these two, but I'm hoping it's something important. But overall, this was a really good show. This was a really fun, enjoyable show. I wish all SmackDowns could be like this. But you guys let me know your overall thoughts and opinions down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, that's it.